Hi, in this session, we are going to solve practice questions on priority queues. We are taking a live problem for Hacker Earth, which has been asked recently. The name of the problem is Little Monk and Virat, which I have already solved, and my solution on C++ has accepted as the best solution for this problem, which I have coded for the minimum time duration of 1.08436 seconds and the memory was 32008 kilobytes. It was attempted by 207% and our solution is considered as the best solution for this problem. So we are going to understand how we are going to approach towards solving problems on priority queues. So now what we have is, in this problem, let's understand the problem first. So let's go through the problem. Little Monk also met who he thinks is the new god of Indian cricket, Virat Kohli. Now Monk is extremely fond of Kohli, not just as a T20 player, but a player in all formats. He loves the statistics involved in Kohli's career. So now we understand there will be a problem related to cricket, Virat Kohli and Monk. So we have three entities here. Now let's go to the second section of the problem. Little Monk knows that Kohli has played N matches in all three formats of his career, ODI, T20 and Test cricket. So now we have three things, like we have N matches and three types, which is ODI, Test and T20. He wants to show off his knowledge about Kohli's career, so he decides to answer Q questions asked by Kohli. So here what we get to know is, in the next session, Kohli will ask Q questions. Let's just put that here. Now Kohli gives Monk three different arrays with N numbers each, denoting the runs in the ith ODI match, Test match and T20 match. So now we have that Kohli is going to provide N numbers, which is equivalent to N matches he played. So we are going to say, let's say for example, if we are going to take 5 matches, then every individual run for every individual match has to be provided for ODI, Test match and T20 match. So now what we have is, we are going to have, let's say we have N matches, and for every N match we are going to have N number of runs. Okay, so we have N number of runs for each type. Clear? So let's say, if for example, if I have 2 matches played, so for ODI I am going to provide in a value for, let's say, runs for match 1. Let's call it as run for match 1, and then I have to provide runs for match 2. Same for Test, I have to provide run for match 1, run for match 2, and then for T20 I have to provide, and it will be something like runs for match 1 and runs for match 2. So now we can see that we have, let's say, 2 matches played, and we have to provide the score of each match for ODI, for Test and for T20. So now here this part is clear. Now we'll go to the next part. The value of the Kohli's ith match would be sum of his score in T20, Test match and ODI. So now we mean that the final value is equal to ODI plus Test plus T20. So what we have is, let's go to the final part. Kohli knows that Monk is extremely quick at finding the kth smallest value of all his innings, which means now we are going to focus on the kth smallest value. So let's say if k is equal to 3, then we have to consider third smallest value of total runs scored by Kohli in an inning. So now we have to understand the k smallest, and let's say we have 5 matches and I want to go for the third smallest, so I can call it as third smallest value. So let's say Kohli has scored, for example, 100 runs in first inning, 200 runs in second inning, 300 in third inning, 40 in fourth inning and 50 in fifth inning. So according to priority queue, it will be arranged something like this: 40, 50, 100, 200 and 300. And now what we have to do is we have to consider the third smallest. So third smallest will be 100. Now, so here what we have is, once we have got the smallest value, so he asked the monk to delete the kth smallest value once that is answered by monk. So once the value 100 has been returned, then it has to be deleted, and your priority queue will remain somewhat like this: 40, 50, 200 and 300. If Kohli comes up with a number k which is greater than number of matches remaining in Kohli's career, the monk should say that the answer is -1. Now let's say Kohli has said he has played 5 matches, and in case the Kohli wants to ask for the kth smallest score. So let's say he gives an example, I want to get the 7th smallest. So 7th smallest is not possible because we totally have 5 number of matches. So in that case, if k is greater than size of the priority queue, then in that case we have to return -1. So here we are clear with the problem. Now let's see. So much complication confuses little monk and he asks for your help. So now what we have is, we have to provide a number of matches. We have some test cases. We have to add all these into a value. Then we have to find the third smallest. And once we have got the third smallest, we are going to check the size for a number of questions again. And in case if he asks for a smallest element which is greater than the number of matches he has played, so in that case we are going to return -1. So now we are clear with the problem, and now once we are clear with the problem, we are going to understand the input format. So the first number contains an integer n which denotes the number of matches played by Virat Kohli. So now we are going to understand the input. Let's go for the input. So first of all, what we'll have, the first line contains an integer n. So n matches have to be provided first. That has to be taken. So let's say we are going to take in a C input, and this will be n for the number of matches. Okay. The next what we have is, the next 3 line contains n integers denoting the number of runs scored in ODI, T20 and Test respectively. So now let's say n, which means let's say we have n matches, and let's say for the case we consider n is equal to 2. So what we are going to do, we are going to have runs scored in ODI, T20 and Test. So we can consider it something like this. ODI, we have said, let's say Kohli has scored 20 runs in the first match and 30 runs in the second match. As far as ODI is concerned, then for example, let's say we are going for T20, let's say he scored 34 in the first match and 45 in the second match. And then in the test he scored 50 and 32. Let's say this is the score. So we have n number of matches. So there were 2 matches for each type, and we have provided score values for each match in the second, third and fourth line. Okay, so now let's get to the next part. The next line contains an integer q denoting the number of questions Virat is going to ask. So let's say we are going to understand Virat is going to ask 3 questions. Let's say he has got 2 matches, and here we say Virat is going to ask 2 questions. So what we'll do, let's say maximum questions could be possible is 2 at the moment, because we only have 5 matches. In case if Virat is going to ask a bad question or something, we can give the questions as many times as we want. Let's say Virat is going to ask, let's say 1 question. Let's say number of question is equal to 2. Let's say Virat is going to ask 2 questions. The next q lines contain an integer k denoting kth smallest value which the monk has to answer. That means the smallest score of Virat Kohli in the provided innings. So let's say Virat Kohli will ask 2 questions in this case. So the first question is, let's say he want to get the second smallest value, which means top of the stack at the moment, and then he says the 11th smallest value. So once he will ask for the second smallest value, if we consider these values, so let's just use a calculator here. For the first stack, what we have is we are going to add ODI T20 test and put that into a value, and this goes around 20 plus 34 plus 50. So this rounds out about 104. So let's say on my priority queue at the moment, before asking here, let's say on my PQ at first index I have 104 and PQ of 0, let's say, and let's say on my priority queue the first element would be the score of 30 plus 45 plus 32. So we have 67. So 67 will be at the bottom and 104 will be at the top. And if we change the comparison property to greater, then top will be pointing to 67 and this will be pointing to 104. So second smallest will be 104. So once we will go for the second smallest, we are going to get the answer as 104. And if we are going to ask for the 11th smallest, which is not possible because Virat has played only 2 matches, so in that case -1 will be returned. So this is an example which we have to code at the moment. Now what we can do is we are going to get the output format, and output format could be any number which we want to print. Print answer to each query in a new line, and in case of an invalid query, print -1. So we are going to print -1 and else we are going to print the number. So here we have the constraints that n should not be greater or smaller or equal to 10 raised to the power 6. So we can put in the maximum constraints as, wherein I am going to insert n. N will be the number of matches, and depending on these number of matches we are going to store the values. So constraints has to be considered. So for as far as constraints is concerned, up to 10 to the power 6 I am going to have the maximum value as 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last value, let's say 1009. So we are going to put that value here. Now we are going to understand the questions here. So let's say sample input we are going to understand. Virat will be asked 5 questions. So let's match it with our code here. Virat is going to ask 5 questions, and for every individual match his score is provided for ODI, test and T20. So in the priority queue at 1 we have value 3, then here we have the value 2 to the 4, 2 3 is 6. On third we have 3 3 is 9, then we have 4 3 is 12, and then on the last top of the priority queue we have 15. And then Virat will ask 3 questions. So he has asked for the first smallest value. First smallest value in the value will be 3 because total score of ODI plus test plus T20 in the first match is 3. So 3 will be printed as an output. Then it asks for the third smallest value. So once we have removed 3, we are left with 2 3 is 6, 9, 12 and 15. So once we have asked for the third one, so that is first, second and third. So third value will be printed, that will be 12, 4 3s are 12. And finally, once we have asked for 11, so Virat did not have played 11 matches, so there is no 11 smallest. So in this case we are going to print -1. You can read the explanation here. The n values, the total of test plus ODI plus T20 for the first match is 3, for the second match is 6, for the third match is 9, for fourth is 12 and for fifth is 15. So the first smallest is 3, and now the new value of array is 6, 9, 12 and 15. So the third smallest value now is 12. Once we will consider this third smallest, so that will be 12. And in the third query is invalid because the value contains only 3 numbers, and we are asking the monk to find 11th smallest number, so the answer is -1. So now I think you have understood the question. So what exactly we have to do? We have to write a program which is going to take a priority queue. We are going to arrange priority queue in the less comparison format so that it always points to the smallest element. Once this priority queue will work on the smallest element, then what we are going to do, we are going to take values for n number of matches and then we are going to add the value. After adding the value, we are going to ask for k smallest questions, the number of questions Virat is going to ask. Then we are going to write the while loop in reverse order from 3 to minus minus, and then we are going to ask for the smallest element. We are going to get the top of the stack of the priority queue, and we are going to pop the priority queue, and finally we are going to print out the results. So this is what we are going to write in the application. Let's just go to the code and let's start writing the program. So here in this case we are going to use input stream because we are going to print out the values. Next, what we need, we are going to use priority queue. So for that we are going to include queue. Then we are going to include vector, because we are going to create a data structure with vector type, and we are going to use the less and greater comparison operator, so we are going to use functional as well. Now once we have got all these values, we are going to use the namespace, and that should be std. And now let's get started with writing the program. So what we need, first of all, we have the main function here, and for the main function, the first thing I would like to take is I would like to get the number of matches which we are going to take from the user. So let me just write the code here, what I have understood from the input. First thing will be n matches. Then we have to get the values for ODI, T20 and test. And then we are going to get the number of questions. We are going to perform to get the smallest value, and then we are going to print out the output. So let's just write that. Get the number of matches, then get n scores for each match. For, let's say, we are going to get in the order in which it is asked. So as far as the query is concerned, first of all, the run scored in ODI, T20 and test respectively will be given. So first of all we are going to get that for ODI, then T20, then test. So let's get that. So here we are going to, for ODI, in the same way we are going to get the score for T20, and then we are going to get the score for test. And once we are going to get these scores, we are going to add the values, add values into priority queue, and then finally what we have to do is we are going to ask the number of questions, get the number of questions. Then what we have to do, we are going to perform the number of values which has to be asked, that is the kth smallest value. Then we are going to do something like get k smallest value, and then what we have to do is print k smallest value. So we have to do something like this. All these steps have to be followed. So we are going to refer these steps whenever we need. So let's get started. So now what we have to do is, first of all, we are going to create some values here. So we have to create some values for, let's say we are going to get n number of matches which we need. We are going to create a long integer because we have got the constraints is 10 raised to the power 6. So I'm going to take a long integer which is 64 bits. So I'm going to take an integer n, then I'm going to take n number of matches, then I'm going to get one for the k smallest element, that is k, then I'm going to get an array for ODI, and this will be, let's say, 10 raised to the power 6. So I'm going to take 1 2 3 4 5, and that's the maximum value for 10 raised to the power 6. Then what we need is, we need to get that for T20, so 1 0 0 0 0 9. Then we are going to get that for test, that is 1 0 0 0 0 9. So we have got all these values here. Let's just check it out if we need any more. So we have got n matches, we have got number of questions, so we'll take one for questions as well, q, and then we have got for the k smallest element, which we will ask for, the second smallest element and the 11th smallest element, whatever it is. So we have got all these values here. Now what next we have to do is, let's get the input for C input, and we are going to get the input n, and now once we have got n number of inputs, now we are going to get the number of values for the match. So now what we have to do is, first of all we'll get values for n matches, let's call it as n matches for ODI. So to do this, we are going to write a for loop, and in this we are going to get started with integer I is equal to 0 and I smaller than 5 and I plus plus. So this is what we are going to write. So now we are going to get 5 scores, and now here what I want to do is, since we are coding for competitive programming, speed is important. So whenever we have to take these input, we always try to grab fast input output in competitive programming. So to do that fast input output, we are going to write a custom function known as fastRead, and then we are going to put these values into an array, and let's put that ODI array, ODI of I will be fastRead. Now what I have to do is, we have to write a method known as fastRead here. So let's just write the method, and one thing you have to make sure, within your judge on HackerEarth, the methods which you are using has to be declared above the main method. So let's say we are going to write a method integer fastRead here. This fastRead is going to return an input value. So let's say I'm going to create a long input, integer input, or this input could be 0 as well, but let's say we are going to take a long integer input, and we are going to return input once required. Now between this, what we are going to do, we are going to create a character 0 as well, and we are going to ignore if the values is not between 0 to 9, we are going to ignore that. So we are going to write a while loop until while loop is smaller than 33. We are going to say input is equal to 0, and then what we'll do, let's say we have got two long integers input and C, and then we are going to say if while loop input is equal to 0, and before this we are going to get the C. And in competitive programming, in order to fetch values fast, there are some runtime functions, and one of the best and fastest runtime function, which is faster than cin, fscan and getCharacter, it's known as getChar unlocked. What does getChar unlocked is, we can use that a little later. In Windows, since it is not thread safe, we cannot write the function here, but we can use this function in competitions on online judges. So for the moment we are going to use getCharacter here, but later when we are going to submit the solution to judge, we are going to change this to getCharacter underscore unlocked. Change to getCharacter underscore unlocked when submit to judge. So this is for fast input output, for fast input output. So now what next we have is, we have got a getCharacter here, and we have got the value. If the value of C is greater than 33, then what we are going to do in this case, we are going to convert the input into an integer, and this can be quickly done using this formula, input into 10 plus C minus 0, which in terms, this is considered as conversion to integers between digits 0 to 9. So we can explain this a little later. So it's like conversion from digits to integers between 0 to 9. So that's used in competitive programming for fast input output. And then what we are going to do is, once we have got this input, we can print the input out and we can increment the characters. So finally the values will be returned, and let's proceed to the next one. And before proceeding to the next one, we can get the characters as well. So let's get the new characters. So here also we are going to change it to get character unlocked. Change to get character unlocked for fast input. So now what we have to do is, once we get that, we are going to return the inputs here. So we are going to read fast, and we are going to put the fast read values into our ODI. Next we are going to write another method to get for T20 and whatever the order is. So let's just check the order. So once we have got a query queue, we are going to get, we have got the kth smallest value for this. We have got that for ODI, then we need to get for T20 and then for test. So we are going to get for T20. So now integer I is equal to 0, I smaller than n, whatever value we have taken. By chance we have taken 5 here, that should be n because we are taking for the n. And here we are going to do that for I++. So whatever the number of questions will be asked, we are going to add those to our test T20, and we have got a T20 array. So we are going to put that value into T20, and that will also be fast read. So we are going to read for 5 times. We're going to get the characters, and then we are going to get for test. Once we get for test, now we are going to write another program, and let's just do that for integer I is equal to 0, and then I smaller than n and I++. So what next we have to do is, once we have got that, now we are going to put that into our test array for 5, and now we need to fast read. So once we have got the values for n number of matches, and we have got the values stored into ODI, T20 and test. Now what next we are going to do? Now we are going to add values for match and put that onto priority queue. To do that, what we have to do is, let's say we are going to create a priority queue, and this priority queue will be of long integer type because we need to store 32 64-bit values onto a priority queue, and we are going to take in a vector which also will be of long integer type, and then we are going to put values from smallest to highest order. So for this we are going to use the function greater. This greater will also be of long integer type, and I'm going to call my priority queue as PQ. So once we have got the priority queue created, now I'm going to add my values to priority queue. So let's say we have n number of matches, so we are going to add values to priority queue, and once we have added the values to priority queue, we are going to proceed to the next part, and the next part in the row would be your values will be added to your priority queues, and then you have to get the questions, and then you have to get the k elements, and then you have to proceed. So what next we have to do is, let's say we are going to add elements to priority queue. Let's put the values onto the priority queue. Let's create a for loop, and for the for loop here we are going to create the for loop again. Integer I is equal to 0, I smaller than n and I++, and for this we are going to put the values onto our priority queue. So we are going to use priority queue dot push, and we are going to push the value, and before pushing the value we have to add the values. So in order to add the values, we are going to do, let's say we have 3 arrays here. Instead of creating a new array, we are going to add the values in one single array. So let's say we are going to do something like this: ODI of I plus equal to, which is like we are going to loop through all the values and we are going to add the values here. So I'm going to do test of T20 and then I'm going to add my test as well for the ith element. So now you can see that we are going to push the value of ODI of I. So first of all the values in ODI, T20 and test will be added and will be stored into ODI of I, and then we are going to push the value of ODI I into priority queue. Once the value has been pushed, now what next we have to do is, then we have to get the questions. So once the values have been pushed onto the stack on the priority queue, now you can see that the priority queue will be automatically arranged with pointing to smallest element at the top. So once the smallest element will be on the top, then we are going to take some questions from Virat Kohli. So Virat is going to ask Q questions. So in order to do that, what we are going to do, Virat is going to ask in a few questions and we are going to store that questions into Q. And now for the n number of questions, we have to ask the smallest score which is available in the priority queue. So we are going to execute Q minus minus, and then here we need to ask the k smallest score of Virat. So to do this, what we have to do, we have to again take in an input, and this input we are going to store into k. So now we have to see that we have one condition here. If k is greater than the number of matches played, then we have to put in -1. So we can just do that. If k is greater than number of matches, that is n, played by Virat, then -1 is to be printed. So to do this, we are going to quickly do a step. If we are going to write an if block, if k is greater than priority queue dot size, so we can execute the size method and we can check that if k is greater than number of elements in the priority queue, that is the score of every individual match and the number of elements in the priority queue, then we are going to print something like this, cout, and we are going to print -1 here, and this -1 we are printing in double quotes because our judge does not consider negative outputs. So in the case here, the negative has to be considered important because number of scores can minimum be 0. So -1 should have to be printed in character format. So we have printed that value out. And in case if the value is smaller than this, then what we have to do is, then we have to get the elements out. So in order to get the elements out, what I have to do is, I have to pop the minimum score, keep into an array, and according to the number of index which we are asking, we are going to grab the values. So for this, what we are going to do is, we need to have a priority queue. We need to have an array in which we are going to take the values out from priority queue and store it into an array to temporarily hold the value, and then we have to consider an index variable as well, using which we are going to keep track of the match value. So what we are going to do, we are going to create a long integer array, and this array will be array, and this array will also be of 10 raised to the power some bytes, 1 2 3 4 5 and 9. And what next we have to do is, you can see that we have something for values available on the question. So the constraint for k element is 10 raised to the power 3, question is 10 raised to the power 4, and the number of elements is 10 raised to the power 6 and 9, n of I. So we can consider it as 1 2 3 4 5 6. So we are going to store the value here. And we have one more value. Let's say we are going to keep track of an integer index. So let's say I'm going to take an integer index I as well. And now what am I going to do? Let's say I'm going to get the values for till my priority queue is empty. I have to loop through all the elements, so we can loop through all the elements in a priority queue using pq.empty, and we're going to check if the first value is smaller than the kth value which we have asked, because we want to get the smallest value. So we are going to proceed from the 0th smallest value, then the first smallest value, then the second smallest value, in this way. So we are going to say if I is smaller than k, so till that time we are going to get top of the element. So we are going to get top of the element and we are going to store that on the ith index. So we are going to do it something like this: pq.top. we are going to get the top element and we are going to store that onto the array. So at 0th level, pq.top, that means the minimum value has been stored. Once the minimum value has been stored, then we are going to pop the value so that we can reach to the next minimum top. So we are going to pop it and we are going to increment I. So now this loop will execute from 0 to k times. So let's say we have provided 1 here in the case, or let's say we will consider 3 here in the case. So once 3 is provided, so this loop will travel from 0 to 3. So 0, 1, 2. Third most smallest element will be pointed. So by the time on array of 0 will have the most smallest, then array of 1 the less smallest than array of 0. So in that order, elements will be stored into array of I, and let's say I is pointing to the third element, and by the time whatever the last value of I plus plus is, so we are going to print that value out. So we are going to print the value of array of whatever the value is, we are going to print that element. So let's say k is third, so we are going to put that -1. So we are going to get the index value and we are going to end the line. So this will print out score of the smallest element asked by Virat Kohli. And then what we have to do is, let's say once we have asked for the score, then we have to reset the priority queue, because we have popped up the most smallest elements. We have to put the smallest element back to start. So we have to do it something like put smallest elements back to priority queue, because only the element which has been asked by Virat Kohli has to be removed and all other has to be available on the priority queue. So we have to put them back, and here print the kth smallest element. So now what we are going to do, we are going to create another variable, let's say integer j is equal to 0, and for this what we'll do, while we are going to consider it something like this: while j is smaller than k minus 1, something like this, because let's say k is the third element, so we'll go up till the second element because 1 has been removed. So we are going to take value from 0 to 3 minus 1, that is 0 to 2. So 0 and first index will be considered and will be put back onto your priority queue. So we are going to put that pq dot push the priority queue and array of, what we are going to do, we are going to put the value of j into this and we are going to increment j. So once j has been incremented, now we are going to put value from 0 and 1 back to the priority queue. So now we have written our solution. So now what will be done, you can quickly check that. So first of all, we have a quick recap of the code. We are going to take some variables according to n number of matches, q questions, k smallest element, and the ODI, T20 and test. Then we are going to take n matches. Then we are going to get values for n matches, for ODI, for T20 and for test match. Once we did this, we are going to create a priority queue, and on the priority queue we are going to add the values of ODI, test and T20, and I am going to push value onto the priority queue. Once the values have been pushed, Virat is going to ask q questions. For the number of questions, we have to put the number of smallest elements which he has to ask. So we are going to do that for k elements, and here what we have to do is, let's say it has to be repeated for k times. So what we are going to do, we are going to put a while loop here, because we have to do k minus minus as well, because for the number of times, let's say he has asked for the third smallest value. So what we have to do is 3, 2, 1, we have to do it again and again. Let's say we are going to put that through. Let's just quickly check that. So what we did here we have asked for number of times it will be asked. So it will be asked the first value first. Okay, so we don't need to have that value here. So we are going to get in the k smallest element, then we are going to understand if k is greater than the number of matches played, then we are going to print -1. Else we are going to loop to the kth element, we are going to get the top, store it into an array, pop the element, then we are going to print the value out, and then finally we are going to push back the elements in case if it's any. So this is the code. We just need to change our value for get character unlocked here. So I'm going to take this response and let's go to the Hacker Earth program here. Let's just paste the code here, and now what we have to do is, I'm going to change the get characters to get character unlocked in order to get better performance. So we are going to do it get character underscore unlocked. So once we have pasted the code, we have all the values here. Let's say we can go compile and test. This stdafx is required for Visual Studio, but not for Hacker Earth online judge here, compiler here. So we are going to take the C++ compiler. We have the namespaces, we have written all the codes here, and now what we have to do is, let's say we are going to test the program, and we have fast read, we did all the steps. Let's just compile and test. So once we are compiling the test is being evaluated, and I have, by mistake I have written unclocked, though it's unlocked. So let's just go to the unlocked state here. It's unlocked. Unlocked actually means after taking every string into the buffer won't be locked. So it becomes very inexpensive if you lock the buffer after reading every character in the buffer. So using get character unlocked, we are not going to lock every character or every digit into the buffer. So it gives you very fast performance. So now let's compile and test. So we are just compiling the program, and the program is accepted. And now once the program is accepted, now we are going to submit it to the judge, and we'll see if it passes all the test cases. And now it has been tested on all the test cases, for all the 10 test cases, and we have got a time second of 1.0891 seconds, which is like extremely good. So this is how we write programs, and now we can see that if we can see that my best submission was 1.08436, which took around 32008, and at this moment we have reached to quite a near level on our score here. So it's like good. So this is how you have to approach towards solving problems for competitive programming. Thank you for watching practice questions on priority queue. In later sessions, we are going to solve many more easy, medium and complex problems on priority queues and various data structures and problem types, or you can say defined types in competitive programming. Thank you for watching.